Sup?
Asa, dude.
Suh, dude.
Asa, dude.
Suh, dude. Suh, dude.
Anyways, it's episode 9. We're almost in the double digits.
Wow.
That's
You guys
wild.
should tell us if you can think of like some kind of special activity to do for episode 10. Because honestly, I know it doesn't seem like a milestone, but considering I never finish anything in my goddamn life,
It's a milestone.
10 is a milestone.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like most people would rejoice when they hit like 50 or 100, and I'm like, we did! We've done 9 of a thing!
Right.
Holy shit!
Day 9! Everybody!
Give it up for day 9! Anyway, yeah, if you can think of something, we'll try to think of something.
Yeah.
I have no ideas.
What do you guys want to see us or hear us talk about?
Hit us up in the group chat.
Yeah. Right? Like the 5 people that actually watch this. Yeah, tell us. What
Actually,
would be a
no.
fun
You have
topic?
to talk about it in the comments so we can get attention and numbers.
Yeah, only in the comments, not in the group chat. All suggestions in the group chat will be thrown out. So,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't make the rules. YouTube does.
Give me validation through numbers. I get excited when I get notifications.
Yeah, I got so excited. I was watching another one, and Nat commented on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey!"
Except for the one that we got a couple of times where the dude just like...
Linked to porn sites.
Yeah.
Shout outs to that dude. Help in our comment section.
YouTube pulled those, I think.
Oh,
They're
yeah?
like, yeah. So, I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because I didn't report them or anything. I just thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, me either.
So-
I was just like, okay.
Like, I got all
Whatever.
excited for the notification. It was like, somebody commented? And, like, seeing a name that I didn't know, and I was like, oh my god. And then it's just like,
Right, it's just
Go
like
to this
some
porn-
dude's name.
yeah. Anyway.
We're here to talk about how
Uh-huh.
how fucked up it is that Kat just farted on our podcast.
You know, I thought about holding the mic up to my butt, and I didn't feel like moving, so you should be grateful.
Wow, put in more effort here. I'm trapped in here.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Listen, if it's any consolation, if it's stinky, it'll hit me before it hits you.
That's right. You did this to yourself.
It's worth it.
We'll see. Anyway, we wanted to talk about how fucked up our school system is.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the fucking fart. I swear, it sometimes it sounds like you just shoved one of those, like, soundboards up your ass. Those, like, farts, like, dollar store soundboards.
What can I say? I have a gift.
It is a gift. It's really funny.
Like, sometimes I'll just be, like, laying in my bed being sad and I fart and I make myself giggle. So, like, you know, I'll take what I can get. It's always really funny when it, like, shocks Bella.
Yeah. I think it's great when...
Like, Trout just doesn't react to anything, but sometimes Bella will, like, wake up and then give me such a stank eye to be like, bitch.
What the fuck? Logan will turn his head. It's very cute. But it's also like, I don't know how to explain that to you, buddy. You're on your own.
Bitch,
You're
tail.
out. I just look over and Trout's like, yes!
Like, I can't even see her, or I couldn't see her, but just the tail.
Yeah, just the tail hitting the wall. Trout, what are
And
you doing?
the tables, and... You gonna take out the mics? You gonna be over there now?
Yeah, so she can breathe right into your mic.
No, well, now you don't want to breathe into it?
Now she's shy.
No. I love you, but I need you not to breathe your hot, stinky breath on me.
I'm sorry. I just get a little too close. I get excited.
I like when you do it.
Oh.
Oh. But Trout doesn't brush her teeth. Ever. Not once in her life.
She doesn't have thumbs. Give her a break.
Listen, she won't let me brush her teeth either.
She doesn't understand.
You don't understand that the reason you, like, don't have so many teeth is because you let your teeth be nasty. And you don't let me fix it.
No
and
comment.
then you're stinky. She just, like, closes her mouth and looks away.
Like, are you ashamed?
Are you ashamed of being stinky?
I think she is. She just
Only ashamed of stinky breath.
Not
Definitely
ashamed
not
of
ashamed
other
of, like,
stinky.
smelling like poop.
Yeah. Eating poop. Rolling in poop.
You nasty. You nasty. You stinky.
She's just looking at her. She's literally shaking because tonight is kind of an early podcast for us because we wanted to get 2 recordings in, and we're right before we feed. Well, right before Cat feeds Trout.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
also,
like,
she thinks it's dinner time because her body is not adjusted to the time change yet. So, as far as she's concerned,
right now.
I'm neglecting her and I have forgotten and she will never eat again in her life.
I know it's wrong, but it's just so funny. Trout, you will survive. I promise.
There's also just so much fat on your body. Like,
Oh.
you're gonna make a mess. Oh my god.
Oh, why?
What are you doing? Oh
Under
god.
the
Bella.
table.
Well, and now Bella needs to demand attention because we are offended when we are
This-
not about you.
This podcast is fucking chaos.
This is already a disaster. I mean, that's just... What?
Now Bella's just staring at Cat.
Can I help you?
She's offended.
You're always offended.
Get her, Bella.
This is just gonna be a
Oh my
running...
God,
Trout. Don't... Oh my god. Hi, Trout.
Go lay down.
Okay, I'll pet you. Now go lay down and don't knock over my table.
Belly. Thank you.
This is just gonna be an hour of us
Chaos
commentating on the dogs.
But that wouldn't make for great entertainment. So,
You need to, like, pick a place to be, dude. Go lay by the door. You're gonna sit here and breathe into my mic, and then you're cramped. There's not enough room for you right
you're
here.
gonna have to, like, cut so much of this out. It's already, like, 10 minutes. We haven't even done shit.
Trout, go lay down. Go on. I love hanging out with
Go
you.
that way.
You know that,
Go
but,
that way.
like, you...
You can go that way. Go that way. He won't bite you. He's not Bella.
Steps on him.
Still no reaction from Logan. He's not Bella. He won't bite you.
Yeah.
Twat. Her ears lifted. Like, bitch. Yeah,
So abused.
Anytime one of the dogs, like, steps over Bella, she fucking bites them.
She also just bites them when they try to, like, walk past her
Or
into a room.
into my room.
Yeah. Or, like, when Logan tries to get on his own bed. She just looked away.
Incredulous. Like,
How dare you say that to me? You fucking whore.
lays
I
down
wish
in
I could,
defeat.
like... I wish I could accurately describe what Bella looks like when she does things like that.
Just record her.
It's like this is on YouTube or something. You expect me to put a video on here?
No, I don't. I don't expect you to put pictures on here.
Every time I've talked about how I'm gonna put pictures on here, I'm just like, nah.
I saw one picture, and it was like a meme.
Yeah, because it was the one where I was supposed to put the ghost pictures in, and instead I got tired and put the John Mulaney, and then I didn't.
Yeah! So good.
Sometimes I'm supposed to, like, put commentary in there, and I just don't do that either.
I mean, that's valid.
I get through editing the sound, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. Premiere is stupid.
How weird is it that we have to ask to go pee when
Yeah.
we're children?
Let's get on topic for a second.
just 1 second.
Anyway, yeah. Like, just... There's so much, like, bullshit and stupid rules in school.
Just, like, think of that concept. You're at your day-to-day job, whatever, desk job or whatever. You have to ask your supervisor, hey, can I go pee?
Right?
No!
Like,
Nobody... No!
the fact that you
You
have to
say,
ask...
hey, I am going pee.
Yeah. Or you just
Man.
don't say anything. You just go pee.
Well, like, I guess, like,
Depends
if
on what you're
somebody-
doing.
Yeah, if somebody has to, like, take over for you, whatever.
Yeah.
But you just, like, alright, I'm going. I have
Yeah.
that choice. I am going.
Yeah. Like, this is a bodily function that I need to carry out.
But in school, they make children and teenagers ask to use the bathroom, and then sometimes they have the audacity to say no.
Right?
Like, the fuck, dog?
And do you remember, like, anytime, like, a bunch of people would have to go pee, and then so many people would go, and you would ask, and they'd be like, no, too many people already went. Like, bitch, that, I still
didn't
have
know
to
there was
pee.
a fucking quota.
Right? Like, only X amount of kids are allowed to take a piss in a day? Like,
The rations of the bathroom.
right? Like,
My bad.
you're like the last kid who got to pee, and everybody's just, like, wants to fight you now.
It's like,
Thanks a
fuck
lot for
you.
taking all the pee rations, Thomas.
Fuck you, Thomas.
Or, like, not only that, I remember, like, asking to go get a drink, and they would pretty much always tell me no.
Yeah.
Like, usually, most of the time, you would be allowed to go to the bathroom, even though it's stupid that you had to ask.
Yeah.
But, like, when you'd forget to bring your water bottle because you're 10,
Right.
and you'd ask to go to the drinking fountain that's literally right next to your classroom, and they would tell you no, like, bitch,
What?
I'm thirsty, I need water to live.
Right?
And then we wonder why none of us can remember to stay hydrated.
Right? We're, like, conditioned not to eat.
Right? I feel like the worst of it, though, was of, like, the stupid shit, was specifically in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, our junior high was fucking stupid.
Yeah. They were like, oh, well, they won't let you do this in high school or this in high school. And high school, we get to high school, they don't give a fuck.
Right?
They don't give a shit.
Like, I remember one of the big things was cell phones. That, and I'm sure it's different now because, like, when we were in middle school, cell phones, we didn't have smartphones yet. Everybody had their Razor flip phone.
Oh, excuse me, I had a chocolate.
I had a whatever old-ass LG something. It didn't even have a name. I don't know. Anyway, I feel like that was just so many people's, like, nostalgia for their first phone, and I'm like, nah, I had, like, my mom's old flip phone that she'd had for, like, several years before I was allowed to have one.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, we weren't allowed to have phones, even just in the hallway during passing or during lunch or whatever. If any adult saw you have a phone, they would immediately take it.
Yeah, I remember specifically, like, I had beef with this teacher for this action, like, years after this. I was in my... It was before anybody had gotten to class yet. I got there early, and I was just kind of like getting ready for class to start. It's a fucking art class. And this teacher sees me from across the hallway, and I had my phone out before class started. Before, like, anything started for the day. The classroom's fucking empty. I'm like one of 2 people in there. He walks over and is like, put your phone away. Or, like, I'm gonna confiscate your phone. And I was like, no, the fuck, you're not. I need to be able to contact my mom if I need something. Or my mom needs to be able to contact me if she needs something. Like, there needs to be that line of communication. But he just, like, the audacity that I was, like, minding my own fucking business, and he just, like, walked across the hallway into a classroom that's not even his. And, like, before school even started, I was just like, dude, you're way, way up here, and I'm so fucking tired. I don't even want to be here.
Right.
So, like, also, you're an art teacher. Calm down. Like, art is important. I get it. But it's an elective
Yeah.
for a reason, you know? So, it's just...
I just remember every time I had my phone taken away, it was because my mom was texting or calling me.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I was talking to my
It was
friends.
like, I never got caught, like, texting my friends. I usually didn't in class because I wasn't good at doing it under the desk.
No.
But, like, every single time I got caught and had my phone taken away, it was because my mom was texting me to, like, tell me whatever. And I wouldn't even look at it. Like, they would hear it vibrate and then be like, I'm taking that from you. And also...
even take it out of your bag or whatever.
Right?
And they'd be like, it's mine now.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, no.
Like, I'm not even doing anything with it, asshole.
Yeah.
Also, at our school, the system for it was like, you could, if you had it taken away once, you could go and get it from the office at the end of the day. If you had it taken away more than once, your parents had to come into the building and get it.
Yeah.
Which, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the second time I get it taken away because my mom is telling me something, and I now cannot contact my parents because I don't have my phone.
Yeah.
Like,
so you have to wait, like, 2 days to get your fucking phone, and then your mom has to, like, take off work to get your fucking phone.
Right.
No.
Like, fuck that.
No.
It was just fucking stupid. And then we get to high school and, like, literally nobody cared. Most of the teachers were like, yeah, I don't care if you use it, just, like, don't do it while I'm talking.
Yeah. Which, like, that
was
changed
also...
a lot, too.
Yeah. And I wonder if it was because that was, like, when our transition from middle school to high school was also when smartphones were, like, that was when everybody had an iPhone 4.
Yeah.
Like, and they kind of became more of a valuable item.
Yeah.
But even I remember, like, my older friends, I would complain about it.
Mm-hmm.
My older friends who were in high school when we were in middle school, I'd complain about it, and they'd be like, that's fucking stupid. Like, they don't give a shit in the high school.
Yeah.
Also, I remember, like, one year specifically where in junior high, they had this whole, like, the staff had this whole fucking thing about students walking on the wrong side of the hallway.
Yeah.
So they, during passing periods, would take the trash cans out of their classrooms and line them in the middle of the hallway, and then, like, every other, there'd be, like, a trash can and then a teacher, and then, like, they would just line it with teachers and trash cans, and if you, God forbid, had to go across, like, to turn around or go to your locker or whatever, they would fucking yell at you, and it's like, dude.
I have books in there for my next class that I need to get.
Also, like, I never observed it really being an issue that people were walking on the wrong side. Like, it was never an inconvenience for me in the slightest. Right. Sometimes some asshole would be on the wrong side or whatever, and you'd just push them out of the way.
Right.
Or, like, people would stop abruptly or whatever. But, like, it was never, like, we never had traffic jams.
Right. It's like, bitch, calm down.
Like,
this is fucking middle school.
Right. Like, they were so, like, aggressive about it, and it's like
so very controlling and adamant about it. And I just don't understand why.
Just, like, it's of the dumbest shit, too.
Yeah.
I also just, like, everybody has this problem at their school. The fucking dress code.
Yeah.
Like...
The dress code's awful.
And, of course, they would only ever, like, code girls.
Yeah.
Ever.
Guys would come in with fucking wild shirts. And I remember, like, because of the dress code, there were, like, several instances where the girls would just, like, walk into class and they had, like, the sweatpants or whatever, like, t-shirt
they had,
on, or...
Our school specifically, like, made and ordered shirts that said, "We got you covered."
Yeah.
Specifically for this reason.
Yep. We got you covered. I remember
So they would,
that.
like, brand the kids who, like, weren't wearing the right clothes.
Yeah. So they were, like, singled out.
And you could identify the sweatpants, too. I don't think they printed anything on them, but, like, you always knew they were the school sweatpants.
Yeah. These ugly, gray, horrible
and they
sweatpants.
They were sweatpants, so when, in the summertime...
It was fucking
When
hot.
it was hot as balls, and that's why you were wearing a short skirt or short shorts, they would make you wear sweatpants.
Yeah. Yep. And a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a sweatshirt?
I think they had t-shirts.
Oh.
They might have been long sleeve. I actually don't remember.
I just remember it was like a sweatsuit, like, ensemble.
Yeah. But, like, it was way too fucking hot.
Yeah.
And, again, it was always only girls. I never remember seeing any boys wearing that shit.
It
Even
was
though I
never-
specifically remember, like, you know those shirts where it's, like, a lady in a bikini?
Yeah.
I
Several
knew
times.
so many boys who would wear those all the time, and
Yep.
they would never get yelled at.
Nope.
But, like, God forbid a girl, like, oh my god, you can see her bra straps.
A shoulder.
Oh no.
A shoulder.
It's not like, and like, we're fucking 14. Like,
People
it's not
have
like
bodies.
yeah. First of all, why are you, like, unless there's, like, literally, like, titties out,
Yeah.
why are you noticing this girl's cleavage or
It's a
her bra
young
straps?
woman.
Because that's even the thing, too. It was, like, it's never, like, you got, like, a whole lot of cleavage happening, although I'm sure there were girls who did.
Well,
But
like,
that's
a
because they
problem.
got big titties.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do? Even with t-shirts sometimes. Like, you just got a lot of cleavage if you got a lot of titty. It's just how it is.
I had that problem a lot. Like, I would constantly be told to, like, pull up my shirt. Not by, like, teachers, but, like, by my peers.
Mm.
Cover yourself. Oh, you're whatever is showing. I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to, like, vent out. It's fucking nasty in here.
Right. That's the other thing, too. Like, that they'd make you cover up so much, and it's like, I'm 15, I'm going through puberty, and I smell so fucking bad already, and then you're gonna make me put on extra layers of clothes.
Right? You want more smell bad?
Right?
Good job.
You got itchy face?
Bella's, like, rolling around on my bed.
Good tell. But yeah, just was like such
Just-
fucking bullshit.
The blatant sexualization of young girls because of that is ridiculous to
Right.
me. It's like, obviously you shouldn't be looking at them like
Yeah.
this.
Also, listen, as somebody who's very attracted to girls, it was never distracting for me.
No.
So like, who the fuck was it
in
distracting?
the girls' locker room.
Right?
Like, all the time. And I always went in, did my shit, and left.
Right.
Like, it was never a problem. I was never gawking at the ladies.
Yeah. I do that now.
Well, I do that now, but not in situations
Yeah,
where
not
they're
like directly either though.
vulnerable.
Yeah, like, cause listen, I thirst follow so many people online,
Right.
but there's
But there's
They
a
ask
time
for that,
and a place.
like, literally, but like that was never an issue for me at school.
No.
Like, even just like generally now in public, like you see a hot person and you're like, ooh,
Right.
and then you move on.
Yeah.
Like you give them a look see and you're like, oh shit, and then you go about your business.
Yeah. Maybe if you're really into them, if you're really confident, you know, go ask them out. But just don't be creepy about it.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
But like, the whole idea that it's distracting First of all, okay, that means
It's not
you're assuming
distracting.
it's distracting for the boys, which it's not, and if it is, that's their fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's not, like, I know this has been said 1,000 times before, but, like, you're just insinuating that the boys' education is more important than the girls, because
Yeah.
you're distracting him with your shoulders.
Yep.
So you have to be taken out of class and redressed and now covered in layers that now you can't focus because you're, like, having a heat
Super
stroke.
hot, yeah.
And also you're not allowed to go get a drink because you forgot your water bottle and that's your fault, stupid. So you're not allowed to get up and leave class.
Nope. And you're not allowed to go pee either,
Yeah.
so you're gonna, like, maybe pass out. Who knows?
Yep.
And also just, like, insinuating that it's the woman's fault. It's
Yeah.
it's the little girl's fault that she has a body.
Yeah.
That
Like,
she has.
this actual child who's
Right?
just sweaty, and you're like, no, you're too sexual. And it's your fault, and the boys can't focus because you're too hot. And it's like,
That is so disgusting.
right? Like, they're literal children.
Yeah.
And the people who are deciding that they're being too sexual are adults.
Yep.
Which means that this adult is looking at this child in a sexual way.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
Excuse me?
Also, going back to the, like, asking to go to the bathroom thing, do you remember, like, having situations where you were, like, on your period and you knew you needed to get to the bathroom?
Yes.
But then you were told no?
Yep.
And it's like, bitch!
I'm
Like, I
seriously,
remember...
I'm having an issue right now.
Yeah, I remember, like, girls who were at the more bold than me at the time. I feel like if I had my current brain... This is one of those things where, like, if I could
could go
bring my
back,
brain
like-
back in time and put it in my teenage body, I would do so many things.
Yeah.
But, like, I just remember other girls who were, like, much more bold than me, just being like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom, and the teacher being like, no, and they'd be like, I'm literally about to bleed all over this fucking chair right now, I have to go to the bathroom, and then
Yeah.
getting up and leaving, and it's like, who the fuck, you have the audacity to say fucking no?
Right? It's like,
Like,
bitch, don't do it. I know Bella's trying to jump down. She's gonna jump right onto Logan.
oh, don't do it.
Just stay up there. You're fine.
You have the whole bed to yourself.
Yeah, the fucking... The lack of control that teenagers must feel about their lives, I get it. I
Right?
get
Like-
why we're so angry. I get why we're so robbed of certain things when
Yeah.
we're kids.
Like, teens, I feel like that's half the reason that, like, the teenage rebellious phase is a thing, because
Yeah.
your parents are trying to, like, wrangle you in because you're both pissing each other off. Like, you're hormonal and just having a bad time because you're going through puberty, and your parents don't know how to deal with it because you're fucking annoying and you're angry all the time and you smell bad, and nobody can tell you that because then you're gonna throw a fit and you're gonna have, like, it's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is just, like, touchy for everybody involved. And then you go to school, and they tell you you're not allowed to do literally anything,
Yeah.
including, like, carry out your bodily functions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no wonder you're fucking pissed off all the time, and you just want to fight everybody.
Yeah.
Even, like, most of my teachers wouldn't even let you, like, eat in class.
No, they wouldn't.
Like, I had some who were like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. And then others who would, like, just at the slightest hint of food in their classroom would throw a whole fit. And it would always piss me off the most with, like, the period after lunch, because you didn't have time to eat your lunch.
No.
You got in there, you had to wait.
5 minutes?
Yeah, like 25 minutes.
To wait in a line full of like 300 other kids. And
then sit down, find a
sit
place to
down
sit.
For maybe like 5 minutes.
And, like, scarf it down. Bella.
She done it. Sorry, Logan.
To be fair, she did try not to land on him. She did not
try,
succeed,
yeah.
but she tried.
She did try.
But, oh my god, now you've disrupted the whole room, Bella.
Just lay down.
You also need to lay down. Come on. Lay down.
But yeah, the amount of ridiculousness that it causes. Like, when I was in middle school, I would get up. I wouldn't eat breakfast because I was so fucking panicked about the day. I wouldn't drink any water when I got up. I would get up, I would get ready, and I would go to school. I wouldn't drink water throughout the whole entire day, and I wouldn't eat at lunchtime because I was so fucking anxious about everything. And then I would come home and I would be starving and thirsty, and I got so many UTIs because of it. Like, I was literally, like, dehydrated my entire middle school career.
Well, and I always just think about, like, I've told you about this before. I went in, like, my senior year, I just was, like, so stressed and anxious without knowing what was wrong with me. Like, I thought I was sick because that's just how my anxiety manifests, is, like, a lot of nausea.
Yep.
And just, like, clenching from being stressed and whatever. And basically, I was so stressed that I just was, like, my intestines were just squeezing everything up in there. And I didn't poop for a long time. And so I couldn't eat anything because I was just literally full of shit.
Yeah.
And so, like, eventually went to the doctor and, like, was trying to get it all sorted out. And they basically were like, you have to just eat several small meals and snacks all day because you,
medically,
like, we're trying to get you, like, regulated again, but if you're eating only large meals, it's just going to be a problem. You're just going to, like, back yourself up again. Yeah. And I remember just having this conversation with my doctor and then being like, I need you to write me a note so that I can eat in class. And they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, I'm not joking. I genuinely need you to write me a note. Yep. To show to my teachers because they will not let me eat in class. Yep. And I remember one teacher specifically who I, like, went to take a snack out of my bag. And it's not like I had a whole ass meal. I'd eat, like, a Go-Gurt or something, or, like, an apple or whatever. And I went to, like, take a snack out of my bag, and he, like, immediately zones in, comes over to my desk, and is like, what are you doing? You can't eat my class, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have to. My doctor says so. And he's like, well, I'm gonna need some proof. And I'm like, glad I got this fucking note, and, like, handed the doctor's note to him, and he read it and was like, oh, and, like, handed it back to me and walked away. And I'm like, why is this such a big deal?
Why is
like,
it such a fucking problem?
Like, you shouldn't need a doctor's note to eat in class. No. Especially when you're a teenager. Like, teenagers need to eat a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, I was the same as you with, like, and I'm still like this. I'm much better about it now. I'm not, like, immediately anxious all the time when I wake up, usually. Yeah. But, like, I would just have anxiety when I woke up, so I couldn't eat anything because I felt sick. So I couldn't eat anything until, like, lunchtime. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, lunchtime was at, like, 10 a.m.
Right?
So then you go until 3 p.m. without eating.
Yeah.
Like, that's a long time. Especially when you're a teenager.
Yep.
Like, and you're running around all day.
Very active as well. Like,
yeah.
Especially with swim team and everything. Yeah. Like, you were going.
Yeah. Well, that was another thing, too. Like, when I was on swim team, I couldn't eat right after school. Because that's when practice was, and I wasn't about to, like, eat and then get in the pool.
No.
Like, I would make myself sick. Fuck that. So that's just, like, several more hours of not being able to eat.
Yep.
And just, like, running on fumes. That shit fucking pissed me off. But it was also, like, some of the best teachers that I always remember. Some of my favorites were like, hell yeah, you can eat in class. Especially if you share with me.
I think it's so absolutely ridiculous that it just feels like a control thing.
Yeah.
Like, they have to demand this control in every aspect.
Yeah.
To the point where it might be a fucking health concern for somebody.
Right?
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Yeah. Or, like, since you mentioned getting UTIs, it just made me think of one girl I had class with once who, like, and she just was, like, just one of those loud, I guess, open people. But I remember her coming into class one time and being like, I have to pass a bladder stone, so I'm gonna have to pee a lot. in this class. So, if you only let me go pee once, fuck you. I'm gonna get up and leave when I have to pee.
What a wonderful girl.
Right? Yeah. But, like, and that's the thing, too. Like, I'm not, like, not everybody is confident enough when, you know, you're 15 and awkward and gross and you hate yourself. To, like, walk up to an adult you like, barely know or don't like and be like, hey, I have this medical issue, this embarrassing medical issue that means that I have to go pee, like, every 20 minutes or whatever.
Right.
And I might be gone for a little while. Like, not to mention, like, I never pooped at school.
No.
Because if you were gone too long, other kids would make fun of you, because that's just how kids are. But also, your teacher would, like, make a thing out of it.
Yeah. Where were you?
Like, I was taking a dump, Susan. Get off me.
I'm sorry your life didn't turn out how you expected it, but lay off my pooping schedule.
And just all the bullshit of, like, well, we're doing this to prepare you for the real world. That's what I see the most about the
real world lets me poop whenever I take a while, please.
Do you know how much time I spend in the bathroom at work? Sometimes I go in there just to sit down. Like, nobody's throwing a fit.
Yeah.
But, like, the dress code thing, that's, like, the one that I see the most, you know, when it pops up of some girl getting suspended for wearing a tank top or whatever, and then you see a news article about it. That's, like, always what people are like, well, they're trying to prepare you to be professional and be in the real world. And I'm like, bitch, they let us wear pajamas to school.
Yeah.
Or the aforementioned bikini tops, like, t-shirts.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me, oh, they're trying to teach you to be professional? No, they're not. They're just controlling your bodies like fucking Nazis.
Yeah. Literally, if they were trying to prepare us to be professional, then there would be professional clothing only.
Yeah.
Like,
it would be, like, there'd be uniforms or, like, a much stricter dress code.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking stupid. And also, the dress code thing, hats. They would... Again, I wear a hat at work every day.
All the time.
Every single day. Like, and I just remember that being such a fucking issue when I was in school. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, the only reason I wear a hat is to keep my hair out of my face.
Yeah.
Because it's too short to put in a ponytail. So I either have to use, like, 800 bobby pins, which I don't want to do, or I can use a headband, but then it does this sticky up thing and it looks stupid. And
you can
messy.
always take my clips if you want.
I know, but, like, it's so much easier. Just throw on a hat, call it good. And I would wear, like, bandanas, because it's like, with a regular headband, my hair sticks up in the back, like, right behind it, so it just, like, doesn't work out. But if I wear a bandana, it covers my whole top of my head and, like, holds it down. And that's pretty much as much effort as I am willing to put into my hair. Like, unless it's a real good day and I'm gonna put up my mohawk, like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So I just put on a hat and it's out of my way and I don't have to worry about it. So I would pretty much always be wearing a hat in school. And I remember in high school especially, there was this one teacher that just, like, had beef with me. And I don't know why. It was over hats. I didn't even have this teacher. Like, she wasn't even my teacher, but just, like, she would do it to everybody. So it wasn't just, like, me personally. But, like...
I just, like, had an issue with
just, like, hats. A whole thing. And, like, most of them did. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you'd be walking down the hall, and, like, if you saw an adult, they would tell you to take off your hat. And it's like, why? But I just remember...
affect you in any way?
Right? And I just remember, like, with this one teacher, I, like... was rushing to one of my classes, and I remember it was a class that I had after lunch, so I was frequently late to this class because we didn't have time to eat and, you know, leave, get food, come, like, eat it, and then come back on time. So I was frequently late or rushing. So I'm, like, booking it to my class, and this teacher is, like, in the hallway, and she yells at me to take off my hat, and I was like, whatever. And I just didn't. I just kept going. And she fucking follows me down the hall, away from her own classroom, like, to my class, and, like, made this whole scene about it, and just because I was a teenager and I was ornery, and because it fucking pissed me off, and the audacity and the outrageousness of this situation, where she followed me into another teacher's room, who didn't care that I was wearing a hat, and was, like, yelling at me, and was, like, she was trying to take it from me, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna give you my hat, like, this is fucking stupid. And so I was, like, just intentionally being a shit, because I was like, fuck you, bitch, you're gonna take my fucking hat? Fuck you. You're not even my teacher. Go away. Is your computer doing a thing?
Restart.
Oh, no. Not allowed.
Not right now, beeps.
But, so I wouldn't give her my hat, and then, like, the bell rang, so she had to go to her own classroom. But instead of doing that, she went and got the head principal and made him come to our classroom to take me out of class to take my hat. And I'm like,
so fucking ridiculous.
This is so fucking petty. Like, I'm 16 and I'm just, like, trying to wear my clothes and learn Spanish. And you're gonna come and disrupt my class, waste his time, because I just remember him, like, he did it, but being just so tired about it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he made me give it to him, and he's like, you can come get it after school. And I was like, okay.
Whatever.
This is fucking bullshit, but whatever. You're gonna disrupt my teacher who's trying to teach.
Your learning.
This
along
teacher.
with all of the other classes learning.
Like, everybody. Because, you know, like, my teacher, of course, tried to keep going, but everybody watched me walk out of the room and give up my fucking hat. Like, fucking stupid. Like, you're disrupting everybody. You're interrupting my teacher, who this particular teacher did not give a shit, so I'm in her realm.
Yeah. That just, like, it very much tells me that they don't give a fuck about your education. They just care about you submitting to authority.
Right? Like, they want to control you. And it's over the like I said, the dumbest shit. And it's like, I never understood the hat thing. Ever.
Who is that respectful to?
Right? It's about respect. To whom?
For what?
Why don't you respect me for a second, bitch? Yeah. Like, well, and if we're gonna argue it's about respect, well, like, okay, if we're gonna go with that kind of bullshit, only men have to take off their hats in respect, so... Women are expected to wear hats and cover themselves, so if we're gonna go with this old-timey traditional bullshit, I can wear as many hats as I want!
You just show up the next day with the Doug Dimmadome hat. How's that for a distraction, bitch?
I just walk through the hall with that fucking song playing.
God, Bella, your breath smells so bad.
Just gives you the side eye. Like, excuse the fuck out of you, bitch.
Go lay down. Go lay down. Thank you.
Why do you gotta come over here to lay down? Bella, there's not room. No. You could have stayed on the bed.
And,
you know, hello?
Calling me.
Hi, Mom.
Hello? The door's open.
Here's the commentary.
He wants in.
Mom has called to inform us that Knight wants to go outside. But
he wants
Knight has access to a doggy door.
Yeah. Yeah, you're interrupting our podcast.
You should have put her on speaker.
Okay, bye. I would if my speakerphone worked.
This is a regular
Let the
occurrence.
dog out. The door is open. Let the dog in. They don't need to be in my room all of the time.
Yes, they do.
It's fucking chaos when, you know, I'm alone at night and I have some things I want to attend to and I shut the door because I don't want anybody walking in on me, but my dogs flip shit because they're like, you're locking me out! Ah!
But also, if you close the door while they're in here, they throw a fit because they want to be able to just stand in the doorway.
In the doorway. They just want to be in... They're like fucking cats. So I'm like, dude, I just want to rub one out real quick. Can we
I just need to have some me time for a minute.
Like, but I shut them out and they'll like post outside of my door and cry. So everybody in the fucking house knows I'm masturbating. So I can't. And then I feel bad when I lock them in here because I'm like, I don't want you to be in here either.
Right? Like, this is weird. And they don't realize it's weird. I hate that when they're, like, in the room. Bella inevitably will always try to just, like, be in my business. I'll just be, like, you know, doing what I'm doing, and she'll just, like, put her head next to mine and be like, hey, I need attention. And I'm like, listen.
Somebody else needs attention.
My hands are busy right now.
Why do we end every podcast with being horny?
It's just my constant state.
It comes back to bite us.
I wish somebody would bite me.
Stop it! You're in a horny jail. Where is horny jail?
Heaven. According to Christians, you're not allowed to do that shit there.
Oh, I was thinking that horny jail would be a place to, like, you know, get it out of your system. So I was like, would people have sex in heaven? I don't know.
See, that's one of the reasons I don't want to be in heaven.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do
anything
fun stuff. Can't have sex. Can't do drugs.
Well, what's the point?
I'm just gonna go to Oregon. I can do all the drugs there.
Woo!
Says the person who's never done a drug in her life.
A drug. That's a lie. You've had aspirin, you heathen.
I'm addicted to a leaf.
I'm addicted to being relief.
That's why I masturbate so much.
You relieve yourself?
God, why are we like this?
Listen, we call the podcast generally feral for a reason.
You right.
Everybody who was
this is what you signed up for.
Signed up for that.
Everybody for the first few episodes, they don't seem very feral. Then we just start talking about being horny all the time.
It's a problem. It's a problem. I'm unfulfilled and I'm angsty. Or, I'm anxious, not angsty. That was, you know, middle school.
Oh, yeah. Middle school just fucking sucked. So did high school. Honestly, like...
They were awful. I loved learning, like, from kindergarten to 6th grade. I had a great time in school. I was doing well in my classes, and then I went to middle school, and I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
This is awful.
Yeah. I always just think about, like, how, you know, in media, it's like, or adults will tell you, like, oh, high school is the best years of your life. You're gonna miss it when you're... I'm like... high school
why I
was
wanted to kill myself.
literally the most miserable time of my life.
Yeah.
I'm in 2020, and high school, my senior year of high school was still worse for me, personally.
Yeah.
Like, just in where I was at mentally.
I don't even remember that year because I was so fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember half of dropping out because I was just, like, in such a depressive state. My brain has just, like, checked it out. Like,
Yeah.
no, we don't need that.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
I just spent, like, most of what I remember from senior year of high school was A, not being able to poop or eat, And also just literally every morning waking up and dry heaving for like an hour. And I was late to school every day because I would just have to dry heave and slobber into a bucket for as long as it took.
Yep. I remember that. That was awful for you to...
But also just like not understanding that I was was like having basically just a very long extended like anxiety attack for months. Yeah. And just being like, I'm sick, I don't know what's wrong with me, and going to the doctor and then being like, I don't know what's wrong, like there's nothing wrong with you.
That's just so shitty.
So miserable.
Yep. So sorry to everybody who's in high school.
Yeah.
Shit sucks, man.
It's rough, buddy.
I am definitely going to tell you that after high school, it works out a lot better than high school.
Yeah.
High school is shit. And it is not the end-all, be-all.
Yeah. Like, listen, I am not the happiest person in the world, but, like, just when it is, again, like, that control thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're so, like, stressed because there's so many things that you have to do, and there's, like, all this pressure on you, and you, like, have to get good grades and get a scholarship so you can go to college and do more of this bullshit, and, like, which... I didn't fucking go to college. I remember talking to my counselor and her being like, so what are your college plans? And I'm like, I think I'm going to take a year off. And she's like, if you take a year off, you're never going to go back to school. And I was like, eh.
Anyway.
And she was right. And I don't regret it. But like, it really is so much of just that every second of your life is controlled by somebody else when you're in school. And it's so miserable. And as soon as you graduate and you're an adult and you, like, you know, just get whatever fucking job, even just whatever entry-level shitty job. Like, many people still deal with, like, shitty bosses and stuff, but you still have so much more control over your life.
Yeah. Like,
you get to set your schedule, essentially, or, like, your availability. And you get to decide when you go out and do things, and you get to decide that, you know what, I'm gonna have ice cream for dinner tonight because fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, it's when you start to be able to have control over your own life, even just a little bit, like, it improves your
mental well-being. And
yeah.
I think it's important for parents, for teachers, for anybody who works around children, and even it's very important for teenagers to realize that they are human beings and you do have a choice in certain things, and you need to be able to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Because that shit is important.
Yeah. Well, and even like looking back on high school, all of my favorite teachers were the ones who would like just, you know, treat us like people.
Yeah.
The ones who were like, you know, would let us make decisions, who would like, you know, you get to sit wherever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want, and like, you know what, I don't care if you have food in my class as long as you, like, clean it up if you make a mess, or like, whatever, or like, yeah, I'll let you run to the school store for a minute and grab a snack, like, whatever, dude. Like,
just like that little amount of freedom is so important to kids. Like,
yeah, and just like talking to them like adults.
Yeah.
'Cause like there were, I mean, like the classes themselves, like I enjoyed learning, and I liked a lot of the social aspect of school, and I liked, you know, many of my favorite classes were the ones that would bring up like thought-provoking conversations and stuff like that. Like, I'm so here for that. But then it, like, on the complete opposite end of the scale, where it was just like, you're not people, you are just here for me to control and for me to have a power trip over.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you're not people, you are stupid little children and I know better.
Yeah.
Like, that is something that has to die. Because it's detrimental to a lot of people, because they are so conditioned by the school district or by just the stereotypes in school just to be complacent and not speak up and just follow whatever, like, it causes a lot of long-lasting issues for a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, you know, even just like moving into the workplace, they talk about how they're trying to prepare you for the real life, but then they don't let you exercise any of the rights that you have in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
they're trying to prepare you.
You know,
for real
if
life.
you aren't allowed to like dispute with your teacher and be like, "Hey, man, this isn't cool," or whatever, or like go to the fucking bathroom, then you get a job and you like need to be able to say shit to your boss. You need to be able to ask for things, and like you need to be able to stand up for yourself with like clients and customers and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like people, like you can tell, even just, you know, like I work in retail, and you can tell when somebody's never had a job before because they just have come out of high school and they're quiet and they don't know how to do it. Like, they don't know how to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
They don't know how to, like, when a customer comes in and is being shitty and they yell at you, and just these little 18-year-old girls who've never had a job before just crumple.
Yeah.
Like, that's what school teaches you how to do.
Yep.
Cry. Yeah. It's fucked up.
It's true. It cripples us because we're not standing up for ourselves. We are learning how to
be sheep.
Yeah, essentially.
Which, like, I don't want to sound out conspiracy theory, but like that's what the government wants.
Well, yeah.
Like,
well, and I think
the people in power want their underlings to continue to be complacent and to not be able to stand up.
Yeah. And also, you know, just, I don't think a lot of teachers want to do this directly, but they do subconsciously, they do unconsciously, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to have respect for a person, or respect for someone's classroom or whatever, and it's another thing to just be acting of your own free will.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that was, like, the respect thing is just always something that gets me. Because it was always the asshole, shitty teachers who would be, they're just like cops. You have to respect me at all times, 100%. I'm the dictator in this classroom. Like, no, fuck you, man. Like,
No,
respect is a two-way street, and you're treating me like shit. I'm not gonna respect you. Fuck you.
Right? Why
you don't deserve
respect
it.
You if you obviously, blatantly do not respect me?
Yeah.
Why would I show you that mutuality? Like,
right.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. I just think that our country really specifically forgets that. Well, maybe not just our country, but we tend to forget that kids are people.
Right. I even get irritated with, like, coworkers sometimes. Because, you know, sometimes, like, a gaggle of teenagers will come in and you're like, ugh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like, not unfair because, you know, they're loud and sometimes they steal things. Which is shitty, but, like, the loud thing never gets me.
Yeah.
I like you can tell when it's gonna be some shitty kids who want to fuck up the store, and like that's a problem. But it's like I feel like so many of my older coworkers will just assume that every group of teenagers do that.
Yeah.
And as soon as they start being like a little loud or rambunctious, they're like, "Oh my god, they need to get the fuck out of here." I'm like, they're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Like they don't have anything else to do. They're driving around, dicking around at the mall. Yeah. Like, yeah, they're a little loud. It's a little annoying, but you know what? Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
This is better than many of the alternative things that they could be doing.
Yeah. Especially at a bookstore.
Yeah. Especially when it's like, if they're being, like, assholes and being loud, like, we're gonna have a problem. But when they're just, like, laughing and that's loud and they're, like, being giggly and giving each other shit, like, man, I think it's funny. They're having a good time. They're just vibing.
Like, regardless if they were if they're just kids or whatever, like, you're gonna come in here and take that joy?
Right?
Like, really?
Also, I'm just like, why is it acceptable that your toddler can be screaming in my store for 2 hours, but this group of teenagers is laughing in here for 15 minutes, and that's a fucking problem? Like,
right?
Like,
some kid is fucking screeching, and you're like, whatever, that's just kids. But then a couple of teenagers come in, enjoying themselves, having a good time, and you're gonna throw a fit.
right. Like, again, sometimes teenagers can be shitty. Like,
I get it. Yeah.
like, a couple months ago, we were like about to close the store, and we have 2 doors. There's a door on either side of the building, and then there's like a parking lot on either side. And when it's nice outside, we prop the doors open. And we were like about to close, and this fucking teenager runs in, and I don't remember what he screamed. Something about dropping out. I don't know. He just was like being obnoxious, but he ran in like just inside the back door where nobody ever is. Blew a like air horn, screamed something obnoxious, and then booked it, and probably went on to the next store.
Okay.
And like that shit fucking was like shitty.
Yeah.
'Cause like you never know.
What they're going to do.
Well, also, like, especially the air horn thing. Like, the just yelling whatever is like, okay, dude, whatever. But the air horn was what pissed me off, because I'm like, you don't know who in this building has PTSD and is, like, about to have a breakdown now because you just, like, blew that thing.
Yeah, for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Like, that kind of shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
But that's also not exclusive to teenagers.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I have much more frustrating interactions with grown-ass, middle-aged adults than I do with teenagers.
Yeah.
Also, generally when I'm interacting with them, teenagers are really polite.
Yeah.
You know who's not?
Karen.
Middle-aged Karen.
A middle-aged Karen. In her natural habitat.
Is there anything, like, can Karens not be middle-aged? Like, I feel like that's a different animal.
Yeah. I feel like
There's like a range.
There are people from our generation that are entitled and bitchy. But, like, I guess it's maybe less common, but...
They have
like,
yet to evolve into a Karen.
Yeah.
Like, they're on track.
Yeah. They're just simple twats now. They have to graduate to Karen.
Yeah.
Excuse me? That's a slur.
Fuck you, Karen.
I
wish I could.
God!
I wish I could say that to people so bad. Just any middle-aged asshole who refuses to wear a mask. I wish I could just be like, okay, Karen.
Yeah, okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer. I love that, like, old people
get so offended
get
by
so
that.
offended at being, like, okay, boomered, or okay, Karen.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so funny. Like,
It's
y'all
so
out here
satisfying.
using the N-word and you're upset that I called you a boomer. Like,
Or-
you named yourself boomers.
You named yourself boomers, and also...
Also, you think
a
millennial
name
is an
Karen.
insult. Yeah.
Yeah. You're out here spouting, like, actual slurs at me, and you're, like, mad that I'm calling you what you are?
Right. Like your
not
actual
even-
generational label.
Not even, like, a mean label.
Right? I could call you fuck ass.
Right?
Like,
Which is what you are. But, like, it's not even, like, mean or hateful or, like, rooted in hate. It's just...
like, entitled white people just, like, want to be oppressed so bad.
Yeah, they do.
And it's so funny.
It's
kind of, like, sad.
But
It's,
also
like, really frustrating.
Like, upsetting. Yeah.
Like, just the fact that they think Karen is on par with, like, the N-word.
If somebody ever said that to me, I might throw hands.
Just circling back to our last podcast, if somebody told me if I called them Karen
and
they were like, that's
equivalent
like saying
to
the N-word, I
N-word.
probably would just punch them in the mouth.
I might do that Because obviously no.
Like, listen, one of them I can say and the other one I can't.
If
I have
we-
to abbreviate one to a letter.
Right.
Obviously, that one's worse.
Right? It's like the John Mulaney bit.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's just... Trout. Well,
It is actual dinner time now, so.
so we can't let it go anymore.
Bye.
Bye.